Say hi to the people, Molly. No? Alright, she doesn't want to say hi, but I will once again say hello and welcome to the second recording today, hence why I still have on the same shirt, of one of these card unboxings. Thanks to the recent arrival of the Amazon delivery guy, as soon as I finished organizing the last box, he delivered me this hobby box of the 2021 Women's Division trading cards with Sasha and Bianca Bel-Air on it. So at least that vaguely makes sense, since that was supposed to be the big WrestleMania main event. Or was it? No, that was the big WrestleMania main event. It was SummerSlam, where it was Becky Lynch came back. So yeah, at least that was a big deal that happened. So, ooh, and look at these packs. I will switch to... All the packs have crazy dark-eyed Alexa Bliss on them. So I certainly dig that, at least. So let's see what comes out of this box. So this is another hobby box. So it's 24 packs of 7 cards with guaranteed 1 autograph and then a second hit. So we'll see what comes out of this box. I didn't really look up what all the other... oh, well, there's at least there's a bunch of inserts, particularly like this. These are weird die-cut cards, I believe, are one of the inserts. We're WWE. 21 cards. Yeah, so there's some diamond cuts. There's a bunch of things. Let's look these up. Yes, there's in addition, look for new diamond cuts being cut on a die cut design. There's your standard rosters. There's 5th anniversary championships. There's I will not get them, but there are apparently super fold out cards that can fold out and have multiple signatures on them. There's the parallels. So yeah, there's base matches and moments checklist. Then there's roster autographs, and then what's the base? Yeah, there's a 5th anniversary women's championship. Oh, so I guess it's been 5 years since it had been unified. You know, there's the diamond cuts, and then there's of course a roster set. So again, as I complained about in the last one of these boxes, I wish they would just tell me how many cards are they doing across all the weird parallels. That's the set. The set isn't, oh, there's a set of one of these sets, and then there's this other set. It's like, no, the set is the set. Just tell me what's in it. But let's get started here. So here's Rhea Ripley defeating Aaliyah and Robert Stone in the handicap match. Since these are most recent, I will probably remember most of these things. So here's Tamina defeating Sasha Banks, and then Gigi Dolan, could they have picked a worse picture of Gigi Dolan? The Rabs look nice. And then, I guess when they made these cards, it must have been late in her run, because she's just called Knox and not Tegan Knox, with all the shit that she went through with her knee and the... Like, I can't believe in the Mae Young Classic, she was in the second one, where she blew out her knee, that they didn't cut from that. That's really distressing, and they should have done that. So, here's the Great American Bash when Io Shirai defeated Sasha Banks, and then, look who showed up. Her old friend in the Triple Tails showed up, and then Raw Women's Championship match ends in controversy. That could have been almost any goddamn time. So, alright, moving on. Some of these feel like they're on different card stock. Alright. Dakota Kai defeats Rhea Ripley to become #1 contender for the NXT Championship. Were they ever? I don't remember them being called that, but it says apparently here that the team of Sasha Banks and Bayley were known as the Golden Role Models, defeated the Kabuki Warriors. Alright, and then here's Ember Moon and a Kayla Braxton card. And then Becky Lynch defeats Asuka. Nikki Cross becomes #1 contender for the championship on SmackDown. Did she ever win that? I forget. SmackDown Women's Champ defeats Nikki Cross. Oh, well, looks like no. At least, not as of July. Bayley throws down her best friend into a match. Oh, yeah, I remember when that was like, how many times could Bayley and Sasha turn on each other? It got to be ridiculous. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross defeat Carmella and Dana Brooke. Did they ever get were they Bliss Cross Applesauce? They should have got a fancy alliterative title name, but I don't think they ever did. Oh, Mandy Rose defeats Sonya Deville in a no DQ loser leaves WWE match. And here's Marlena or Terry Reynolds. They had to go deep into the pockets there. And there's Raquel Gonzalez. Look, I'll be honest, I don't get her. Like, she's big and giant, but she came out of nowhere and won the championship, and I don't think she did anything to deserve it. Maybe that's just me. Sasha Banks and Dolph Ziggler defeat Asuka and Drew McIntyre. Was that part of the Mixed Match Challenge, or was that just a thing? I don't remember. Well, they took the time to trademark it, but I don't remember it ever being a thing. But here it says the Golden Role Models defeat Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross again. So yeah, I do not recall that. There's that's. It should say something on it, but it doesn't. Okay. So here's what I'm talking about. So here's, I don't know, does that translate? That's shiny. Dakota Kai attacks Io Shirai, but it doesn't list a number, so I can't tell. That should be a parallel of some type. Io Shirai defeats Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair to become the new NXT Women's Champion at In Your House. Which, yeah, I don't know why they gave Charlotte the belt anyway when she just lost it in her next match. The same with Braun Breaker this weekend. You know, he lost it for no reason, gave it to Ziggler, lost it, or couldn't beat him at Stand and Deliver, and then won the next night on Raw. It's like, if that's the plan, why even bother? Raw Women's Champion Asuka and Nia Jax compete to a double countout. Oh, what a waste. Alright, then here's Ember Moon and Kayla Braxton again. Right? This is not the same pack I had in my hand, I don't think. SmackDown Women's Champion Sasha Banks defeats Bayley. And Sasha Banks defeats Asuka at Survivor Series. Which, look, really, no one should be beating Asuka. Not after all they put her up to build her up. But they dropped that ball long ago, and I don't think it's ever going to pick up, because she's been out for a very long time. Was she having a baby, or injured, or whatever it was, should be done by now, and she's not back. And then, alright, there's another one. Alright, yeah, here's Charlotte Flair defeated Asuka on an episode of Raw in June. Sonya Deville ambushes Mandy on Miz TV. Oh, sure. And then, oh look, shiny Ember Moon making her debut on NXT. And then here's, is that from Halloween Havoc? Is Candice LeRae dressed as a? I don't think you can make it out here. Let me try. Like, yeah, is there? Like, yeah, does she have Scarecrow makeup on? Like, what's going on with her face? Like I said in the last one, she vacillates. I can never tell if she's hot or not. So anyway, here's Shayna Baszler, Dakota Kai attacking Ember Moon, and oh yeah, I still don't know what the end game of this fucking storyline is, but I fucking loved it. Here's the Fiend and Alexa Bliss, which basically just became, hey, we're gonna take your Bray Wyatt gimmick, zhuzh it up, and we're gonna give it to Alexa Bliss just because, and then fire him. That whole, I don't know whether we're gonna get to it, but yeah, that whole match at Mania with Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton, where Alexa comes out, it didn't make any fucking sense. Right, Becky Lynch awards the Raw Women's Championship to Asuka when she went to go have that baby. It's amazing how fast she bounced back. She looks better now. Nia Jax cost Asuka her match by apparently giving her makeup, I guess. I don't know. And then, yeah, I guess we're just doing these pretty much every other pack. Mercedes Martinez defeats Shotzi Blackheart. And it's hologrammy. And then Kaylee Ray. And, oh, when did they make these? Because Saray debuted fairly recently, I thought. Right? Yeah. Right, then Nikki Cross defeats Alexa Bliss. And Rhea Ripley and Shotzi seek revenge against the Robert Stone brand. Oh, when they ran over his foot with the tank. Oh, that was some good shit. Okay. That's fairly good. It's no kiss card, but I guess I'll take it. So here's a Xia Li, and then a Mercedes Martinez. Well, I guess that means I'm still getting an autograph, because this isn't an autograph yet. Here's NXT Women's Champion Io Shirai defeats Rhea Ripley. And then here's a now, although it's awfully high numbered, but whatever. Here's an authentic Charlotte Flair Royal Rumble event mat used relic, number 141 out of 150. And that's a surprisingly large piece of mat. So, okay, that's pretty good. Still looking for that kiss card. I'm going to get one of these days. And then it's going to be something stupid like Lacey Evans or Naomi. Alright, here's Charlotte Flair defeats Kaden Carter. Kaden Carter made her way up to Raw? Alright. Sure she did. SmackDown's Women's Champion Bayley defeats Tamina at Money in the Bank. I think that was like... wasn't that like the first time Tamina had ever wrestled on a pay-per-view in like 18 years or however long she's been with the WWE? I just remember... the first time I became familiar with it was I saw her. She was at WrestleMania Access or WrestleMania 29, and it was during she had like fractured her ankle or tore her Achilles or something, and they had her doing commentary in the in-ring events during Access with R-Truth. So here's Bayley defeats Charlotte Flair in a champion versus champion match, and that's kind of shiny. And all right. Here's Alexa Bliss. We did Marlene already. Mercedes Martinez defeats Shotzi. It's a real shame that they did Mercedes so dirty, because she won. She won? No, she came damn close in both Mae Young Classics. And then they didn't use her for like 4 years. Toni Storm and Ember Moon defeat Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. Same with Tony. Tony is now, at least as of today, like 3 weeks into AEW, and so far killing it. She won the Mae Young, and then they literally didn't do anything with her. And Jesus Christ! All right. So here's Rhea Ripley defeats Aaliyah. Here's the Golden Role Models defeat Asuka and Nikki Cross. And the third pack in a row that has Alexa Bliss and Marlena. And Sasha Banks defeats Charlotte in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Sasha Banks defeats Bayley in the Hell in a Cell. This was just labeled Bayley brutalizes Sasha Banks. Okay, isn't that pretty much every match? If we want to be technical. And I don't know how this happened, but inside the box, some packs are face up and some are face down. That's just weird. Alright, so here's Raw Women's Champion Asuka defeats Nia Jax. Nikki Cross cost Alexa Bliss her match, which she did many, many times, so you're going to have to be a little bit more specific. Alexa Bliss defeats Nikki Cross. Then was she in more than like one televised match? Jessie Kamea? The name sounds silly, but I don't remember her at all. Alright, so here's Liv Morgan. Dakota Kai defeats Ember Moon. And the tag team champions of Nia and Shayna defeat the Riot Squad. And now that Nia's gone, Shayna's just like, sure, now I'm with Natalya because Canadian hearts. Sure, let's go with hearts. They're both hearts, although one has an E in it. All right, so here's Asuka defeats Bayley in a championship versus championship match. Yeah, that's what I would imagine would happen. SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley defeats Asuka. Not how I would have thought that one would have gone. And there's... Okay, that's not the greatest picture of Mandy Rose. And then, hey, everyone they fired, like, the entire women's division, including Mickie James, who was now the Impact Women's Champion, and, like, Deonna Purrazzo, even though she was in NXT, and a bunch of people. And then they brought back fucking Eva Marie just for her to come back and bestow the name Dewdrop on Piper Niven. Yeah, that was a thing that happened. So then here's Alexa Bliss defeated Becky Lynch in a steel cage match. Yeah, my thing all day. Sonya Deville raises the stakes for SummerSlam. Against who or what? I don't know. You'll have to be specific. Shayna and Nia find common ground against the Golden Role Models. And then, look at those crazy extensions they gave Nia. That's just hilarious. Well, I guess it's better than when Nia came back with that giant afro for like a week. Remember that? That was crazy. Alright, here's Carmella returning from, I'm going to imagine, enhancement surgery, but I don't remember. Candice LeRae and Johnny Gargano defeat Io Shirai and was against Damian Priest in a tag team match? Mixed tag? Sure. Toni Storm and Ember Moon defeat Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez, but I think we did that one before, but this time it's shiny. And here's Carmella and Dana. And Dakota Kai and Raquel defeat Io Shirai and Rhea Ripley. And Asuka earns a SmackDown Women's Championship opportunity, which she shouldn't have to because she's goddamn fucking Asuka. But, you know. Alright, Toni Storm betrays Ember Moon because that's what Toni does. Candice LeRae defeats Toni Storm. Well, there's lots of Candice LeRae in this pack. Or Toni Storm in this pack. Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax win the tag team championships. And it's shiny. So here's Toni Storm. And one of the worst pictures of Becky Lynch I've ever seen. Candice LeRae earns another NXT Women's Championship opportunity. That's a missed opportunity that with all the stuff that they gave Johnny Gargano, that she never really had a title. Although she was a tag team champ with somebody for a while, right? Yeah, her and Indy, right? Which she really should have been more central to the division. And here's Toni Storm defeating Shotzi Blackheart. Toni Storm was in like four or five cards in that pack. Alright. Alright, Mandy Rose defeats Sonya Deville. I think we already did that one. Here's Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler getting into a brawl. Was that before or after they were tag team champs? So there's Raquel and Ember. I think we did both of those already. But here's another die cut. And this time it's Dana Brooke, which I guess she's doing good with the 24/7. But I still have the and I remember because I went and looked it up back when she was on NXT when it was her. I did remember it, and now I've since forgotten. Fuck, it was her, and it was Emma, and it was. Oh fuck! Damn it! I'm just gonna look it up. It was no, I got it. It was Devin Taylor, that she was with the head pats, and I loved her. The kindness with the weakness. That theme. Their new one sucks, but I guess she's doing good work. Being Reggie's girls. Again, wrestling's weird sometimes. So NXT Women's Champion Io Shirai defeats Candice LeRae in a TLC match. And then Ember Moon makes her return when she did that really long pre-tape of her on the motorcycle. And then she promptly got fired. Right? Was she fired or is she injured again? She's not being used. Alright, SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley defeats Nikki Cross in a rematch. Sure. Carmella launches another surprise attack on Sasha Banks. Tegan Nox becomes NXT #1 contender. Raquel and Ember. Jesus Christ. I've got like 4 of those. Asuka looks for payback. Not the pay-per-view. NXT Women's Champion Io Shirai defeats Tegan Nox. Alexa Bliss delivers Sister Abigail to Lacey Evans. I love everything about her when she's the fucking evil Alexa Bliss. Dakota Kai gives Io Shirai a preview of what's to come. Man, who writes these things? Although I know that one year it was all written by Mick Foley, but that is not this year. So here's Nikki ASH. Sasha Banks. Charlotte Flair and some Roman Centurions, which is a full circle moment because it was her and Alexa Bliss and Sasha Banks were Triple H's. Just called them Comfort Women during his entrance at WrestleMania 30. So it's nice to see that. And it was kind of hilarious because Alexa, being like 5'1", her entire thing was, if you go back and watch, which I did the other day, she's sitting the entire time so that you can't tell that she's so short. Aaliyah trips up Shotzi Blackheart. And the tag team champions, the Golden Role Models, to beat Tegan and Shotzi. During like the 2 months, the two of them were called up together as a tag team and then not split up. Which, that was a shame. I read that that Tegan Nox saw that she had got separated from Shotzi during the draft on social media. Like, no one bothered to tell her. All right. NXT Women's Champion Io Shirai defeats Candice LeRae with, I'm going to assume, is the Acai Moonsault. Toni Storm returns to action. Sonya Deville attempts to mend her relationship with Mandy Rose. And apparently they copyrighted the name Mandy Rose, even though that's mostly her real goddamn name. The same with, like, here, Shayna Baszler wins the World Tag Team Champion. Shayna Baszler is trademarked. Asuka defeats Bayley to become the #1 contender for the Raw Championship. which she should pretty much always be. Although, if we're getting down to it, should be coming up. Rhea Ripley defeats Raquel Gonzalez. And Sasha Banks attacks SmackDown champ Bayley. Here's a roster of... Speaking of Afros, here's two of them. Here's Naomi, and then Alicia Taylor. And then, right. Of all the fucking die-cut cards to get, there's Jessie Kamea. Alright, sure. Shotzi defeats Alea, and here she is in her tank after she shot Robert Stone, or was it, oh, and now I can't remember his TNA name, but it was something hilarious. And then Tag Team Champions Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross defeat the... And here's what I was just going to ask. Are there any Kabuki Warriors this year? And apparently there still are. All right. So I got the autograph, and it's in another pack that literally I've gotten in a pack that has this Kayla Braxton and Alexa Bliss, I think 5 times now. I haven't been keeping distinct track. Yep, sorry. But let's so here's WD Women's Tag Team Champs Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler defeat. Remember when Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke were both in a team because they were both busty blonde power builders? So then here's Ember Moon and Rhea Ripley defeat Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. Then it's a relatively okay. And then Raw Women's Champion Asuka defeats Charlotte Flair, and Nia Jax defeats Natalya and Charlotte to earn a Raw Women's Championship match. Okay, and then out of all the autographs I could have got, I mean, it's nice that it's a green parallel numbered 26 out of 50, but I now own an autograph of Kayla fucking Braxton, who is not even a competitor. She is just an announcer. That one's... I mean, she's nice and all and funny, but I would pretty much want... I would take Jessie Kamea's autograph over that one, I think. Alright, maybe not, but still, I would much prefer an actual performer. Like, here's Alexa Bliss falling into a trance, and Sasha Banks defeats Bayley in a Beat the Clock challenge. Oh, I vaguely remember that. And then, where did she come from? That Zoe Stark. She just came in and was like, "Hey, you're gonna team with Io Shirai, and you're the tag team champ." Like, she had been in NXT for like 3 weeks, and I didn't get that either. But here's a Bayley, and here's Dakota Kai attacking Io Shirai. I believe we did that one already. And here's Sasha defeating Alexa Bliss. Yeah, sure. And this box doesn't have a piece of cardboard at the bottom to make the box look bigger. Alright. Io Shirai wins a number 1 contenders ladder match. Yeah, of course you did. Tamina and Lacey Evans defeat Bayley and Sasha. Yeah. It's like, I get that Tamina is confirmed murderer Jimmy Superfly Snuka's daughter, but why is she still... She does not have any wrestling skill and can barely move with her big fat knees. And she should not be wrestling. Alright, so here's NXT Women's Champion Io Shirai defeats Candice. We did that, but now it's shiny. And then here's Casey Canzaro, one of my favorites. And I got that autograph. If you didn't watch that other one, go find it. And then here's Shotzi. And then Asuka winning the weirdest fucking Money in the Bank match ever, where they had to run to the top of WWE Tower. That was a great pre-tape episode. I mean, not as great, of course, as the Last Ride with The Undertaker. Well, that was still a great use of cinematic matches. And then here's Maya Yim defeating Jessie Kamea. Sure. I really don't remember her. Alright, 3 packs to go here. Rhea Ripley defeats Mercedes Martinez in a steel cage. And Asuka defeats Sasha Banks to become the Raw Women's Champion. And then we just did that. But it's shiny now. And we did those. Okay, whoever was in charge of these roster inserts this year did a really shitty job, because I keep getting packs with the exact same 2. So those are not really all that random. So here's Bianca Belair making her Raw debut. Remember that? It's in the Thunderdome, because there's no one around. And Charlotte Flair interrupts Rhea Ripley and Io Shirai's match at NXT, so that she can be a bitch and make everything all about her. Alright, Nia Jax crashes Asuka's championship celebration with, and then just look at fucking Kyrie in the background, just be like, oh, hello! That wasn't the right accent at all, but you know what I mean. Rhea Ripley comes to the aid of Io Shirai. And then here's a shiny Sonya Deville defeats Mandy Rose. And here's Nia. Io. And Bayley defeats Charlotte Flair in the championship versus championship match. I believe we did. And I know we did that one. Alright, so here's the last one. Let's see if we can finish strong. But I'm gonna imagine not. So Raw Women's Champion Asuka defeats Sasha Banks in a lumberjack match. Sure, and then here's Rhea Ripley and Shotzi defeating the Robert Stone brand again. And then Asuka defeats Bayley to become #1 contender, but it's kind of shiny. And there's Indy. And has she wrestled in forever? She came. I remember all that shit with was it Ying Bao or whatever that Chinese guy was in NXT. And it was Xia Li and all that she was like the higher power, and then she showed up for like a month and then just disappeared. So then here's NXT Women's Champion Charlotte defeats Mia Yim, and then we'll end it out with the Golden Role Models retaining at Backlash. So, alright, still no Kiss cards. We will get them maybe eventually someday. Apparently, if you watch the last one, that 2018 Then Now Forever has an Alexa Bliss Kiss card as a possibility. It also has a bunch of NXT TakeOver Philadelphia matte relics and is readily available at a relatively cheap price. So I will probably buy a couple more blaster boxes of that. But again, let's just recap here. So we got Women's Division Charlotte Royal Rumble matte relic and a Kayla Braxton autograph. Kind of, that's a hit and a miss. But as always with this thing, it looks like that might have been enough to get the full base card set. Definitely not enough for the roster set, because the roster set were not randomized nearly well enough. But yeah, next is, I don't even know. But keep your eyes out. And as always, thanks for watching.